Welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Yellowjackets. I can't use any music off the internet 'cause everything's copywritten. So enjoy the super cool opening VHS sequence like the show. And Allison's super creepy voice singing to you. Enjoy the coverage, my weekly meltdown. Whoopsh.
I think my favorite part of that terrible vocal performance by me is the very end when I not only act like I'm singing, I also act like I'm a fly swatter at the end.
I love it so much.
Oh God, it was terrible because I can't, anyway. Welcome everyone to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Yellowjackets, season 2, episode 1. Guys, we're here. It has happened. We're a little bit more organized this time, but I'm telling you, I was satisfied with this premiere episode. Were you satisfied?
Was very satisfied. You call it a song from the Hamilton soundtrack. I was satisfied.
I loved every bit of. I had so many issues. This is how good Yellowjackets is. I can still have issues with what's happening, and I enjoy it. It's like I can't even get into it. Like trying to explain the show Lost. Like I can't even talk about Lost because that show still comes up in therapy. Of course, it's a big second to The Walking Dead. But anyway, it's just trying to articulate and explain what's going on. You obviously know what the show is about if you're here. We're not going to go into backpedaling to what the series is about. You know what it's about. That's why you're here. We're going to recap this episode. We have the two timelines of 1996 and the present, which is 2021, which is really not the present. It's the past to us. But who cares? This Yellowjackets, they can do whatever they want. Exactly. You know, I saw something interesting before we get into it. Rory, do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Somebody said, it's you're either a Ted Lasso fan or a Yellowjackets fan. Both have to do with soccer. I'm both. Like I'll tell you, I would love to see what would happen if Ted Lasso and his crew were on a plane and they landed in this wilderness. What would happen? I really would love to see that. I'm just throwing it out there. Apple TV and Showtime, maybe we could have a marriage. But it was just funny because they're saying if it's not your cup of tea, this probably is. And I have to say, it's a great combo. And it also reminded me that the new season is out of Ted Lasso. But anyway, so also something I'm going to include in this coverage is the playlist. I am a 46-year-old woman. I grew up in this time frame. Okay. I didn't even have to Google the songs. I just knew who they were. And I was loving life. Okay. I was loving life. So I get it. Tell everyone how old you are, Rory.
I'm 25 and I knew one of the songs without looking it up from a meme. Not even the original version of the song.
I like you a little bit more than Tyler, so I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let it go. Tyler's my other co-host from our other shows who just loves to talk about old people who are like 40 and I'm 46. It's just constant verbal slap in the face. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. The playlist goes as follows. Garbage. The song is number 1 Crush. Fun fact, it was one of the theme songs from Romeo and Juliet, 1996, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. It was on the soundtrack and it was played in the movie. It was one of the hits from that movie. That was back when movies had hit songs. Okay, people, that was a long ass time ago. That's back when you bought a movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like my brother, don't even ask me how many hours I had to endure the freaking Top Gun soundtrack. One more time at 9 years old, I was going to snap. Okay, the second song is this song. Oh, Sharon Van Etten, 17. That is a beautiful song. They open the show with this song. It's a great song. Tori Amos, Cornflake Girl, which they end the show with. Things are getting kind of gross. Never was a couple. Oh God, I can't sing them because I'll get in trouble. But anyway, great song. And then you have Jeff's anthem, "Cut My Life into Pieces" by Last Resort. Who hasn't lost their shit in their car to a song like this?
I did.
I mean, I totally, Jeff, I am there with you. Driving is my thing. Some people are like, you should never get behind the wheel when you're angry. Oh, I disagree. I'm not angry with the road. I'm not angry with other drivers. I'm angry with you or someone in my house. And I'm going to sing and act crazy with my music turned up. And I will be respectful of the road because the road did not piss me off and put me in this predicament.
The only time anyone has ever heard me genuinely scream is never, because it happens in the car.
That's right. Man, I've got road rage too. I've got some crazy road rage. I'm a 4'11" woman. I think I'm 6 feet tall and bulletproof with a cape. Anyway. So those are the songs that I reckon. I'm sure there's a couple others, but those were the big ones that I really liked. And I think you should check them out. Anyway, the show has a new intro. I think they're going to update the intro every year. I have not dissected the new intro yet. I'm going to go ahead and say I watched this episode 4 times to prep for this show because I was one of the ones watching it at midnight Thursday. But anyway, I haven't dissected it, but there's a lot of theories about stuff, and I'm going to look at those, and we'll probably address that next week in our future episodes. Yep. But do you have anything to say about the new intro, the new cuts?
The actual thing I noticed with this intro, which I didn't catch when they did the one for season 1, is I think all of the clips actually came from this premiere, or like most of the clips. Like I think we got Lottie at the end, like that's like one of the bigger shots that I'm remembering from that intro, but I think most of the shots we actually got were from this episode. Like it's not like they very much avoided spoilers with this.
They also give you bits and pieces of things, like with the first intro from season 1, you see Misty putting arsenic in the cigarettes or in candy. And like you see little tidbits of things. You see Natalie running after the blackmailer. You see all these little things. So they don't give away too much. And they do it in such a way like a videotape that needs severe tracking. Do you know what that means, Rory? To adjust the tracking? Do you know what that means?
The tracking part, no. But here to defend myself is I grew up with a VCR player, so I'm not like oh, it's not like, no, I had the VCR and I remember crying as a child because the tape got unwound for my favorite movie. So yeah. like I just know like the VCR is a pain, but I love it so much.
The tracking is when you're watching the video and it's going fuzzy and jumping around and it needs to be straightened a little bit. So you have to go. Well, when I was a kid, I had to go up to the VCR and like turn this little dial and it did it. And then as you got older, it was a little like arrow up and down on the VCR remote and it would smooth it out. It's kind of like, I'll compare it to this when you're watching streaming and it's buffering. Okay. It's kind of like that. All right. So I think that they do the tracking, unadjusted tracking to kind of throw us off and it looked kind of crazy, but I love it. Like it's fun. And I'm going to dive into what the little pieces of, I'm in a bunch of Yellowjackets groups and people are already starting to digest it. So I just want to go on record before we even start. Some of the predictions I made in the season 1 recap, don't even listen to that one because Rory, I'm embarrassed. I almost want to take it down, but it's fine. You can listen to me sound like a complete moron in our season 1 recap because there's nothing that has happened in this premiere that is proven to be true by Allison. But here you go. I just want to throw this up. Allison trying to explain the recent episode of Yellowjackets with all these damn alternate timelines. Facts preach. Okay, I love it. So we decided we're going to split this up into 2 timelines. It may not work for you. It might work for you. I don't know. So we'll try it out this week, and if it doesn't work, we'll try something else. It's like I said, it's kind of hard to do this. It's explaining the unexplainable. So I did like a what is this Matrix style coin flip, and I let Rory pick which timeline we're going to start with, and he picked the past.
You can't
right?
go forward. You can't go forward till you look back.
And if you've been there, you haven't been there. That's right.
Copyright.
That's right. Hey. So we are going to start with this timeline is jumbled. It's 96/98. I don't know how else to say it, but one bleeds into the other. And I'm just going to go through what I've got. And we're going to start with 1996. It opens with 17 by Sharon Van Etten playing as we approach the cabin in the wilderness covered in snow and misery. Just pain falling from the sky in form of snow at this point. Like, I hurt with how cold it must have been out there. You know, the girls along with assistant Coach Ben. Can we just call him Coach Ben? He's not an assistant anymore. I'm sorry. Mr. Martinez died. He was in a tree. Travis tried to get him out of the tree. It didn't end well. It actually ended with his head in pieces on the ground. So let's just leave it there. He's not an assistant anymore. He's Coach frickin' Ben. Okay? Coach Ben. What?
I was going to say, like, I have enough sports knowledge to know at worst he's interim head coach now. So, yeah.
Oh, God. Are we going to go there?
We can go there if we want. No?
So if the coach dies in a plane crash, he's the interim coach.
He's the interim head coach until a new head coach is appointed, and he could become the head coach, but he's not technically the head coach.
Oh, God. Wow, Rory, you okay? I'll take it. He's the new acting interim, whatever you said, coach.
Yes,
Ben.
I don't even remember now.
And Travis and the girls, you know, they've been awaiting this rescue that has not happened yet. It's been 2 months since. Now, this is a jumble of the timeline. Okay, it's been officially 2 months since season 1 ended for 1996. So I'm thinking maybe a month and a half or 2 months, something enough for Shauna to start showing, about maybe 2-3 months. Because you have to remember they're starving and they're really skinny. So maybe at this point they've been out there 5-6 months. I don't know. Someone tell me, correct me in the chat. I don't know. Make a comment, but not make a nice one because I ain't into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. You try covering this shit. Okay. So it opens with Teen Natalie and Travis. They're resuming their roles as the resident hunters. They're setting out to the snow abyss, okay, to get food and look for Javi. But Teen Lottie is performing a ritual involving blood and mixing it, you know, from her finger, and she's mixing it into this drink, and she hands it to Natalie, and Travis drinks it. No problem. Natalie's got a bitch because that's where we are with Natalie. She's complaining at this point. She's got an issue with it. I get it. And that'll be explained later. But she's like, look, this isn't, you know, this is, why do you keep doing this? And she goes, Lottie, stop missing a beat, says you keep coming back alive, don't you? Yeah. Period. Yeah, that's it. They head out in the snow. While they're leaving, Lottie draws the mysterious symbol in the fog of the window. Just the little head and the little neck and the dress and and what did you say that was last week, Rory?
The one theory online is that it's trigonometry, but other people say it looks like a body in the ground. Like, which can attest to this other stuff we see in this episode. But somebody saying it was trigonometry or a map out of there or something. I want to touch on this part a little bit for me. Like, this is my little analysis contribution that I kind of pick up with what's happening with Lottie out there. Is we see, and I think I touched on this in the season 1 recap too, but I'll just reiterate it here. I think
no one's going to go back and listen to that, Roy. I'm telling you at this point.
Period. Anyway, the running like logic I have for her in the situation is obviously her she was trying to get an anchor to explain what's going on because she lost her medication. So her anchor has gone from Christianity after being baptized and her savior dying to now needing to find new answers, which is why she's at the end of the season 1 that she's thinking the sky and the dirt and now she's doing, as Natalie calls it, Wicca bullshit. I think that's becoming her anchor. It's her answer for things, and the reality is when you're in a stressful situation, you look for anything and everything to be an answer. So this is her cope. Even whether it's working or not is not the point. It's keeping them alive in her mind, and it's what she has to do for her sanity.
Right. And I mean, it's kind of like, if you're new to this show, we also cover reality shows like Big Brother and Survivor and whatnot. And when you are thrust into a situation, especially with Big Brother, and it is true with Survivor, but Survivor's a little different because you're in a group and then you get to go interact with another group. But when you're in Big Brother, you're with that one group all the damn time. And that's all you have is time on, and you've got to find something to hold on to, and everything gets on your nerves. And I've got to find a vocal point to focus, or I'm gone. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm already halfway there. I just got to keep it from smooth sailing to the nut house, which we'll get there in a minute. So Misty, we revisit a young teen. Misty is once again the outcast, as she is not allowed to touch the stew over that day. Misty, don't touch that. Don't. I know it needs to be stirred. Whatever it is in that pot, the jury's out, so we don't know. Don't touch it, because you stirring it is worse than what the hell we're ingesting right now, okay? I'd be all about some shrooms every damn day in that kind of situation. Do you understand me? Okay, well, no, they're like, no, we don't trust you after what happened last time. But to be honest, it wasn't her fault. It was Mila's fault, because she's the one who went and missed these things and got the shrooms and didn't ask her. And she's the one who kind of drugged everybody.
Yep,
Mari. Sorry, it was Mari.
This is the thing, is like, we know enough about Misty and what her intentions were. She even kind of came clean about her intentions after the fact. So,
like, the poison to Coach Ben.
Yeah, so she came clean about why she was doing it, but the fact that she's doing it and she left it out in the open for it to get taken, and Mari's like, oh, why you were holding out on us? Like, no, these are drugs.
No, these are drugs. Mind your business. For God's sake.
Let me do my shrooms in peace. God damn.
Right. God, I need to rape Coach Ben. He obviously can't get away. So I've got to drug him. Hello. Let's just add the drugs to it. Okay. So with that being said, she's on water detail and has made a new friend named Crystal, who is kind of a little bit of an outcast. She's in a new group. A little trio that has popped up that are in the cabin all of a sudden that we've never seen before. And Crystal's singing show tunes, ironically. And she is told to shut up, go away, you're annoying everybody. So she's kind of an outcast too. Well, she's in the outhouse, I guess, taking a shit because she's singing when she comes out. And Misty's like, shut up. She's like, well, singing makes it smoother. It makes it easier to come out. Okay. So... And she's like, well, I could teach you to sing, I could give you lessons. And something goes off in Misty's little rat eyes of, I could make a friend. Somebody wants to do something with me, or somebody I could pin shit on. Oh, yes. Life goes. An accomplice, unsuspecting accomplice. Crystal.
Poor victim.
Poor victim. Anyway. So that's really all that we see of her in the 96-ish era. They just kind of touch on that a little bit. They kind of introduce Crystal. They become friends, and she's going to teach her to sing. And she, we'll go from there. So, and then we kind of revisit teen Natalie. Natalie continues to hunt for food with Travis and search for his young brother, Javi, who, let's be honest, by now has become captive to the frigid, unforgiving forest. Travers. That's how I have it spelled in my notes.
On Travers.
At least I can read. So Travis is so damn it. Did it spell check all those like that? Oh God. Travis is so obsessed. He mistakes a dead fox for his brother. And Natalie's like, look, dude, it's just a fox, and they even do like where you see a dead face and for a minute you actually do think it's Javi, and then you realize it's a skeleton of a fox, which I highly doubt would be sticking out that much from the snow to look like a person. But I don't know. I've never been stuck in the wilderness. I am stuck in my own hell, but I'm not in the wilderness. So Natalie feels strongly that Hobby is gone, but she loves Travis so much. She continues the charade that it's the empty Hobby search party. It's endless, the things we do for the people that we love. And later on in the evening, they're sitting in front of the fire. People are asleep, and Travis is just kind of like, you can speak what's on your mind. And Natalie's like, I'm enjoying this on HTV fire. And he's like, I get it. He's coming to terms with the fact that Hobby is very well dead. There's 99.98% chance that he's dead. Okay. And Natalie tries to console him, and he breaks. He's having trouble breathing. He's having an actual full-blown panic attack. And Natalie, I'm sorry, Natalie, you're not the person I'm going to when I'm having a panic attack. I love you.
Yeah.
Here and back, baby. But you are not the one I'm looking at. That's like in our group, Rory. If you're having a panic attack, are you going to come to me or Tyler? You can say Tyler, because I'm probably the one who caused the damn anxiety attack. I ain't stupid. I know it. I should ask Tyler that question. Would you pick me or Rory? Rory. I wouldn't even finish it, Rory. Don't even finish the question, Allison. For real. Don't. So anyway, he's having this panic attack, and shockingly, Natalie can't bring him down. Well, Lottie's one of the only people that's up. She notices. She sprints over. She's trying to calm him down, which she ends up doing, putting her hand. This is like, I'm perceiving this as some kind of a gift. Okay. They're trying to say she has some kind of calming gift or something with her spirituality, but she calms him down. It's going to be all right. Slows his breathing down. Now, when all of this is going on, he has visions of that open tree stump and these flashes and lights and all this stuff. Now, Roy, with your vertigo, I don't know if you knew those were actual visions or if you were seeing things.
No, that was real.
Yeah, that was real. I'm just making sure. You've kind of been through it the last few days. I'm trying to, I know. So, she brings him back down. She calms him down, and he gets an erection. I really don't think this has to do with being turned on. Maybe all the blood just, I don't know. I don't have a penis. Do you want to try to explain this, Rory? Because I think you do. You do, right?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Do you not?
Wait, what?
Do you have a penis?
I plead the fifth. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, fine. Don't help me out.
No, I don't have an answer for why that happened.
It's like, it was, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a penisologist. I
not
don't
a
know.
mathematician.
I'm not a mathematician. I can't make that add up, and it makes sense. Okay, so, but I think only Lottie and Travis noticed this, and she's like, look, it's going to be fine. We're going to find your brother. I promise. It's going to work out. And Natalie just kind of grabs a hold of Lottie in the back and is like, stop giving him false hope. And she's like, there is no false hope. I forget what she said. Damn it. And it was something good too. Like, what did she say? There is no false hope.
There's no such thing as false hope.
There's only the Force. I don't know. She says something really cool, not from Star Wars. But yeah. So at this point, we find out Natalie is drawing where they're going, and she's taking it to the head interim acting assistant coach, Ben, and giving it to him. And they are sticking this together on the back of a board of some kind to try to kind of the layout of the land and where they are. Yep. Okay. And that's really all we get of these characters. Hold on one second. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought I had something else written in here. I apologize for that. Okay. So let's move on to Ty and Van. They're in love. They are a couple. Aw. Van is tethered at night to Thaisa because they're literally out every night doing God knows what, needing dirt. Okay. She's having an issue. This is PTSD. This is a disorder. This is a real thing. And she's out there doing this stuff. And the only way that she can keep her from doing that is to stay tied to her, to the point where she has burns on her wrist that Ty is just now noticing after 2 months of sleeping. Yet you haven't noticed. Anyway, I would have noticed right away. And I mean, I'm not trying to be picky or anything, although it has been cold for 2 months. Maybe you don't notice everything. I don't know. Okay, I'm nitpicking. So, Tice is like, you don't have to sleep up there with me. It's fine. I'll be okay. And Van's like, look, bitch, I do what I want to do. You don't control. I am up here because I want to be, and I'm keeping you from doing any damage to yourself or anyone else. Okay. And it blows my mind. After this scene, they're asleep again, and they start making out. Like Taissa wakes her up and starts initiating a make out and tries to bite off Van's lower lip. I have a question. Yeah, yummy. Here's the thing. I'm not shocked or disgusted or anything by that. I knew she was the bad one. Okay, I fully knew that was happening. She was going to bite her. Something was going to happen. My mind immediately goes to, did Taissa do something to Javi? Because I know this was what my thought is. When that night, the doomsday, what was it? The doomsday prom?
Doom coming.
When they're all high on the shrooms and they're running and they think they're chasing game, and it's really Travis, and poor little Javi is hiding, and Shauna spots him, and he's like, what do I do? And she says, run. And I'm saying run. And we never see him again because his ass runs. So I'm wondering if he does hide, and maybe the next night or something, he's hiding, he's lost, and he can't find him. Or he goes to the freaking plane. He goes to the plane, and maybe Taissa finds him, and she's the bad one and does something to him. So I'm thinking that we may find his head and his heart and eye poked out somewhere. I don't know. But that's where my mind went.
Oh, okay. I can see it.
Yeah.
I was just drawing the parallel to the present without jumping ahead. Well, actually, no, it's not jumping ahead. We know about it from the finale. But yeah, that was the items on the table obviously, she had the whole doll up there. But yeah, there was the eye, the heart, and the head.
Well, she had her son's doll.
Yep.
That was broken, and I can't remember if it was put back together or not, but there was an eye missing and one hanging out. And then they had the Biscuit's head, the dog, a heart, some symbols and stuff. Yeah. So I'm kind of wondering if we're going to come across something similar. I don't know. That's just something that came into my mind while I was watching this. So now, before we jump into 2021, we have another person to visit. Shauna Shipman.
Oh, yeah.
Come on down.
You're the next contestant. You go eat that ear?
You go. I wish I could do that, and I can't. I can't eat it like that. You go eat that ear? You gonna eat that?
You hungry?
You go eat that? Don't be giving me that's for the baby bullshit, Shauna. I tried that when I was pregnant with my son. That turd don't float. I'm on to you. So Shauna, the team is entrusted with they've made a meat locker, okay? Because it's so damn cold there. They took a door off the plane, I'm assuming. They put it on this little shack deal. They've made like a meat locker, and they're keeping the meat in there along with dead Jackie, okay? She's in the meat locker, and she's divvying up portions of food, which is becoming dangerously short supply. Yeah. But during her time in the makeshift locker, she bides her time talking to the corpse of her best friend, her dead best friend, Jackie. And I'm throwing it out there. I assume they're keeping her in there because the ground is too hard and solid to bury.
That's exactly what I believe is happening, because to throw back to the other show that we covered recently, The Walking Dead, it was the same deal. It's like, we can't bury them till the spring because the ground's too hard in winter. And then at this point, they're 2 months into winter. There are literal feet of snow on the ground.
Dude,
they got to go through that too.
You could have taken Jackie's body. And again, I'm not nitpicking. You could have taken Jackie's body and laid it next to the shack or the freaking outhouse. And you could have let just the snow build up on her. You think? Wouldn't it have been almost the same thing? She wouldn't have deteriorated. What do you think?
They would have, yeah, they leave her out in the snow, but then like when spring comes, it's just like, oh yeah, there's Jackie. Hi Jackie.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Just,
Okay.
they
Well,
forget. They forget after like 3 months of winter. And like,
I was wondering what that smell was by the outhouse. I thought it was just Crystal again because she's been singing a lot.
Go to the outhouse in the middle of the night.
Yeah, right. Trip over fucking Jackie.
Jackie.
Okay. Yeah. So she's dealing with this mourning her best friend, and the corpse is in there, and she's talking to dead Jackie. But we see what she sees is in intervals, she'll see Jackie dead and she sees her alive. Okay. So she's talking to Jackie, and dead Jackie, she's pulling that. Okay, just tell me how it started with you and Jeff Carter. And I know where this is going because ain't no bitch happy with another bitch cheating on her with a man. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. You can dump the guy and the two girls become best friends again. That's always going to come up. And this is a perfect example of it. It will never be, you about to fall out that chair?
No, I'm good.
Okay, it'll never be okay. So Dead Jackie is not happy about Shauna and Jeff, but she wants to know how they originally got together, and she's mad. Like she's mad about how they got together, and that Shauna made the first move, and that the reason why we were fighting, Jeff and Jackie were fighting all the time is because he wanted her legs open and she wanted to keep them closed, and he couldn't be with a girl that didn't give out, and she couldn't be with a guy that couldn't be with a girl that didn't give out. Oh, teenage problems. Like Jesus. I wish that was the only problem I had, whether or not to have sex. But it's not. It's not easy when you're in high school. I will say that there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things going on. It's just crazy. But yeah, there's probably a lot of fights about it. And what guy hasn't gone and found a girl that gives out? I mean, come on. They're practicing. You think they're all of a sudden good for no reason? Girls, come on. Smarten up. Okay, all of a sudden he can eat chow, and he's never eaten chow before. Give me a break. Anyway, so that's from Hall Pass, by the way, eating chow, fake chow. Anyway, so dead Jackie is upset, which has triggered Shauna, and Shauna just slaps and hits dead Jackie. And in doing so, knocks her over. So, oh, no. She picks her up, and her damn right ear has come off. The ear.
The frostbite.
The frostbite is real.
Frostbite make that ear crispy.
That's right. You're going to eat that.
The thing that I found to be really interesting about this scene, for one, is what Jackie says, like just from trying to just analyze a psychoanalysis or whatever. Everything that Jackie said was already information Shauna had. Like there was not any new information for it to be something like actually paranormal, which is just like the justification that this is Shauna trying to cope with losing her friend, but
and
also
there's a lot of guilt too, you think?
No, exactly. There's a ton of guilt there, which is why she's like, why Jackie in her mind is still being terrible to her. And then the other thing, which I find to be very interesting, is the I forget what it's called because I know I've done it before too. Is like the thing where the listicle of like you're gonna be in an apartment with
and
the thing that actually really intrigued me is we can assume like you don't go straight to a house, you get an apartment before a house. We don't know the full origin story of her and Jeff getting married. So the only part about it that's actually like and she is a stay-at-home mom. So the only part of it that doesn't check out is the $1 million. So I'm wondering how and when is that going to show up? Because I think that's some sort of foreshadowing we could have coming. And there's my prediction for the week is that we could be dealing with a financial aid situation potentially.
I'm kind of like, and I'm not trying to, my conversation ADD is kicking in because now I'm thinking, wouldn't these girls have gotten some kind of compensation money-wise for what happened? But then again, they took a private plane jet.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a school function.
Correct.
So it kind of makes me wonder, did they get some kind of financial support or something? I don't know. I just kind of like, maybe they'll touch on that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see, like, because because it was a private charter from Lottie's dad, there's a chance that it's like, oh yeah, like, well, this is a tragedy. I'm sure we're sorry this happened to you, and like maybe like donations or something. But I also, like, we don't have a full grasp. This is also 98, and I know GoFundMe does not exist at this time, so it's like we don't know what's actually.
Yeah, GoFundMe wasn't around back then, hon. It was a charitable donation, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, man, time was, people have it's easier to get help now than it was back then for things. I'm just going to say it's just really technology and everything has changed so much. Like, I don't think it's that easy to tear a transmitter out of a black box now. It may be half that size, it may be smaller, it's just different.
Yes.
So, but Shauna pushed dead Jackie over, which caused her right earlobe or entire ear to pop off.
Yep.
And what we're seeing here is Shauna is slowly snapping. She's snapping in and out of reality, as I put it, and she has snapped back into reality and realized, shit, I have pushed my dead best friend down. I've knocked her ear off. We could be rescued tomorrow, and I got to explain this. The mind is not, So what does she do? She takes the ear, she puts it in her pocket. She takes the portion she has prepared to the girls and Ben, interim Ben, and Travis. Travis is kind of the assistant coach. But anyway, so with this one, wouldn't Travis take over? I can't get into that discussion, but I kind of feel like he's the assistant. Doesn't shit trickle down like he's the assistant to the assistant manager?
Yeah, I think.
Like, I'm the to the assistant regional manager. Anyway, so he's the Dwight. But anyway, it's an office pun. Anyway.
No, I got that one.
Yeah, she takes the food and she's like, look, I got to cut back on rations, blah, blah, blah. She goes up to her lair. And as Tori Amos's gothic hit of Cornflake Girl is playing the perfect song for this, she takes out the ear, takes a look at it, and begins to bite into it. And we cut to black screen. Credits roll. And I have a theory. Do you want to know my theory?
Yes, I do.
Theory by Allison S. Kelly. I believe cannibalism has not been verbally introduced at this point. This act will come to light when Ty or another girl, or interim coach Ben and assistant to the assistant Travis, stumbles upon Jackie's corpse in the meat locker, and it has been picked apart like a Thanksgiving turkey by Shauna. At which point, cooking Jackie is the only option. Otherwise, they have to explain the condition of her corpse to the rescue party. Because the bitch probably ain't going to have a face. I'm thinking she's eating the face. I don't know. Something's telling me that because in the preview of what's coming on this season, I do see her pulling at Jackie's lip. That's not a spoiler. That's in the coming this season. So calm down. So I also believe that they will use this as a cop-out excuse to have something to eat.
Yeah.
It's been swirling. Come on now. Don't lie. It's been swirling.
No, it's very much a situation of like they're in the dead of winter. We have to assume that the rations they have are either another deer that they found or it's the only thing they have left from the bear. Meaning the only meat in the meat locker is Jackie. Do we want to eat or not?
Are we eating? What are we eating? Come on now.
You gonna eat that ear? What in the Vincent Van Gogh was that?
I would not start with the ear. I would start with more protein. I don't know in the movie Alive about the Chilean soccer team of men that like crashed in 1973. They started with the ass, ass cheeks. They started with the butt. That's what you need. If you're going to survive, you start with the butt. So I've already decided from that movie, if it ever comes out, I'm starting with the ass. I'm going to eat your ass first. So if you're with me and you have a nice ass, and
you're in danger, girl.
You're in danger, girl. You're in trouble. I don't care. I'm coming for that ass. So, so we've got the one more thing to address from the past is the 1998 rescue aftermath. So at the beginning of the episode, they're going in and out of 96, and they are intertwining the rescue. And when I say the rescue, it is the aftermath of the rescue. It's not the actual rescue. It is what is happening after they have been rescued. You cut to the media, and it's got to be 98. If you're doing the math, it's got to be 98. You cut to the media swarming upon the core four plus Lottie as they make their way to another fucking airplane. Is this one chartered by Mr. Matthews? I ain't sent foot in it if it is. You know what I'm saying? Like another plane. I don't do private jets anymore for a reason, okay?
I'm walking.
You're walking. Put me on the biggest commercial flight in the middle row next to the most annoying people on the planet. I'll take that seat, please.
Hell, I'll take the bus.
Yeah,
Don't
because
make me
that
go in the sky.
plane is going to have multiple people looking for it. Yeah, I'll take a bus. Where's the Greyhound? Where's the Greyhound stop?
Greyhound to Jersey, please.
Oh, well,
Thank
Greyhound my ass to Jersey from Canada. You watch me. So, you know, they cut to that. All the girls seem to be uncomfortable with the attention, except that Misty effing Quigley, who grins through her broken glasses. Just everybody else is covered up. Didn't see no baby. Just throwing it out there. No baby.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Yeah, and then you've got freaking Misty just smiling because finally somebody, yeah, I mean, of course, I expect nothing less. As soon as she smiles, I'm like, of course, Misty's enjoying it. Why wouldn't she? Who cares? So, you know, they're getting on the plane. All of this is going on. And Lottie, on her way up the plane stairs, answers the request of a reporter who shouts, "Say something. Tell us anything about what happened. Say something." No one is saying anything. And she turns around and releases this haunting scream. Okay. And that pulls us right back into I am 17 playing in the background. And Lottie, we go into Lottie, we close it. She's drained. She's not speaking. Lottie is unable to adjust back to the way things used to be. She can't. This is traumatic. You know, this whole experience is so traumatic. And the parents' answer is to have her locked up and agree to electric shock therapy. And she stares blankly into space, refusing to speak. The hospital basically issues a lobotomy, but on her brain, an electric lobotomy. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah. But it seems to serve as a muse for her spiritual awakening, if that makes any sense, because it taps into her some flashbacks of her spiritual journey, of her walking down the hallways, all of it. And it kind of brings out that calming, you know, and she starts using that calming power. She used this superpower on Travis and his penis. And then she's using it on the chick in her mental hospital roommate. Okay. She's using it on her. She's like, follow what they're doing because it helped me. It will help you. I'm thinking this might be the first recruit in what she's got brewing in the future. Mm-hmm. So that is everything that's going on in the past. I think that went well. How did that go? Are we caught up on?
I think that went good. I can't speak for everybody, but I think that went well.
What a relief. Woo. Okay. So we jump ahead to 2021, which is their present, our past, 96 is future. I'm not saying that again 3 times. So we start out with Misty. Misty is training Shauna how to conduct a plea under the pressure of a police interrogation about the disappearance of her ex-lover, Adam. And I just want to say, when she was sitting there in the beginning being interrogated, I knew that freaking voice was fake. I'm like, is this a dream sequence? And then they freaking cut to Misty holding her phone with the voice changer. Dude, I'm finding that voice changer. I am so doing it. I'm so doing it. I'm living for it. But it's basically everyone was supposed to come to this meeting. Thaisa didn't show up. Natalie's not answering the phone. We've got a cake here that says, "I want a lawyer." Okay. She's got a freaking double-decker, double doozy cake, cookie cake, a chocolate chip cookie double-decker doozy cake that says, she even says, hey, she's pushing Shauna. Did you get rid of all of Adam's stuff in the journals? Did you get rid of it? And it's just like, yeah. She goes, no, you hesitated. You hesitated. When you're interrogated, you need to say, all I want is a lawyer. Like the cake says. Okay? Like the cake says. And she offers to give her a party to go ladle and punch and shit. But anyway, Shauna's getting the F out. What?
Hawaii 5-0 punch?
Hawaii 5-0 punch. What do you think is in that? Arsenic?
Shrooms.
What is Misty putting in this shit? Oh God. But you know what? And we're just I'm gonna go by the characters.
Yeah.
So for Misty, she once again is kind of pushed aside. Okay. She's getting pushed aside again. She's been used up. Okay. She's been used up. They used her to get rid of Adam and all of this stuff. And now nobody's got time for Misty. Okay. So the media coverage, there's media coverage about Adam missing. The media coverage has pinched the always exposed investigative nerve of Misty Quigley. Okay. The African Gray, which is her handle on the Citizen Detective website. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but I'm like, I don't know what that means.
I did.
What does it mean?
I just noticed that it was the name. I didn't actually look into what it could be.
Okay, see if you can find anything.
Just found it right now. African Gray is exactly the type of bird that what's his name is? The bird.
Caligula?
Yep, Caligula is an African Gray parrot. Wow. So it's a reference to Caligula.
Wow. Yeah. And I swear Caligula was repeating some evidence. It was repeating things that could be used against them in a court of law. It's like every time Caligula said something, I heard the gavel from Law and Order. Dun, dun. This ship is going to sink, and it's going to be because of a parrot. I promise you. It's going to be, its bird is going to say something. We're going to be in episode 10 of season 2, and it's going to be Caligula spilling it to somebody.
Caligula versus the state of New Jersey.
But okay, so she's logging into the Citizen Detective website, and she's finding a story, looking for stuff about Adam.
Yep.
And she finds the story written by someone, and I love the way it is written. The details are like, don't believe everything you've heard or read. I have his last bank statement. Don't ask. Stop. His last lingerie purchase at Victoria's Secrets. Stop. Don't ask me how I know. Stop. So this must be the masked introduction of Walter, played by Elijah Woods.
Oh, I could hear Elijah Wood narrating it. I was like, hell yeah.
So once again, Misty kind of, like I said, again, finds herself used up. She's an outcast from the group. And in an attempt to find her best friend, Natalie goes to the no-tell motel of all no-tell motels. Okay. Even if you've stayed in this motel, you haven't been here. It's got shitty Wi-Fi. It's got no cable. Right. Exactly. And, but you know what it does have?
The Baroness's jewels.
The Baroness's jewels. And shitty doors. Along with discretion and misery.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All of that. I love this guy, Larry, the desk clerk. Everybody's a Larry. I would be Larry. I would hang out with Larry, the desk clerk at the no-tell motel. Would you?
Oh, absolutely. I would absolutely just spend the day there with my abnormally large bladder and
your
Nora Roberts book. Yes.
And just stare at him until he gives up the goods. But this is probably one of the best moments. This to me is up there with There's No Book Club from season 1. Yes. It has to be like right under that. Like I'm kind of keeping up mental note of best moments not involving the main cast. And I have Jeff, There's No Book Club. And now we have Larry. If you've been here, you haven't been here. That whole speech. I don't even know where to begin. But, Misty comes flying in, being sweet as she can be. And this guy is like, whatever, bitch. I ain't buying it for a minute. Are you the are you the owner? No, the owner's actually, I'm the lookout. The owner's in the back with my guy, unlocking the safes. We're trying to get the Baroness's jewels. And he's really sticking it to him right now. So yeah, it's just like, okay, anyway, I'm looking for my best friend who would never leave without telling me. And he's like, look, and he gives that whole speech, we have discretion here. We're discreet and I'm not telling on anybody. And oddly enough, this guy is not on high alert. Okay. What is it? Yellow or orange is high alert? Is it orange? I can't remember.
I want to say orange.
Whatever you need to be of high alert, if I'm going to get murdered, my life is in danger, holy shit moments would be this. If Misty fucking Quigley is looking you dead in the eye and repeating your first name, your last name, your middle name, your sign, your birth date, your driver's license number, your social security number, your childhood address, your freaking
taxes this year,
how many taxes, what you owe, everything. I would be a little bit more stunned, but you know what? Then again, it's Larry, and Larry has been there, done that, heard it, seen it, been threatened. But then again, she's got Larry. What you don't understand is what she's got you. She's got all but your credit score.
Yep.
So, but he's like, but then again, dude, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Do what you want with that information. Open up credit card. Good luck, because bitch, I can't now with myself. You try. See what kind of credit you get at Home Depot. That shit may sell over here.
Come
but
on,
anyway, like she says, I'm going to sit over here with my big, large, little bladder and my little skinny body and my Nora Roberts novels until you give up the goods. And finally, it's like, I got to get this bitch out. She checked out in the middle of the night, paid cash. She hightailed it out of here. That's it. And that's enough for Misty, because Misty goes and breaks into I don't know, the shittiest security known to me. This door has been getting kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
And not repaired and cleaned. Okay. Hotel maintenance. Hello, housekeeping has been there and has cleaned up. Okay. I guess nothing shocks them at the motel, right?
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
So she's in there, she's crying on the bed because Natalie's there. It's the same thing. She's crying and she gives herself a Misty pep talk. Don't cry. Only babies cry, Rory. Only babies.
Well, I am.
And then I am a bit, but dude, I'm wearing a diaper right now. Okay. That's how much of a baby I am. Okay. Well, she notices the door. Well, she gets into this shitty motel room with a credit card with a dead. Anyway, I can't. That would not happen. I don't care how shitty it is. Anyway, but I love this show, so I'm going to let it go. I'm going to give it a pass. I'm giving it the infamous Allison pass. It's
easier to break in when the door is already broken.
Right. There you go. See, I like the way you think. That's why you're here. Yeah. But she still gets the tap. I call that the Allison pass, the tap. Not many shows get the tap, but this one gets the tap. I'm tapping it. I'm tapping it. Tap. It's not right, but I'm still doing it. So I knew it. She wouldn't I knew it. And then she peeks her head around. And the last we see of Misty effing Quigley is her clocking that old as hell. I guarantee you put my life on it, my mama's life, my grandson's life, my cat's life, everybody's life on it. That shit ain't plugged in. Camera.
Oh, no.
Pointed at the door.
It's not going to be plugged in. But you know what that camera told me? What? We're not done with Larry either, baby.
Oh, baby, Larry.
Larry going to get harassed about that camera, baby.
Give me that footage, Larry. It's grainy and it looks like shit.
And before we leave off Misty, this is what I want to say too. Like just the note I have of like our core four. Adult Misty had the best episode, not from like bias, as in like of like human being. Like, yes, she broke into a motel room, and yes, she like threatened a motel guy, but like her ethics were the best of anyone there, if in my opinion, after watching this episode, and we see what she's capable of.
Yeah.
Writers, I don't know what you're gonna have Misty do this season, but I just know it's gonna be god awful, and you're just softening the blow for me now.
I love it. I'm living for
And
it.
I'm not ready because I'm enjoying wholesome. I'm enjoying the wholesome right now, and I know it's not gonna last because of who we're talking about, but I like it.
Rory, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, when she was spitting out all his personal information, my husband, you're my husband. No,
Okay.
you're me. You're me. I'm my husband while this is going on. That's frightening. Because he will tell you, along with anyone else, when a mad Allison has got you. I know everything about you. There ain't nothing I can't find on the internet. The abyss is not deep enough. I will unearth it. Chris compares me a lot to Misty. My husband compares me a lot. He's like, I see a lot, like, she's a little bit over the top than you would be, but he's like, but you, yeah, I get the job done. Okay, I get the job done. Can we just, like, come on? I get the job done. There's not going to be any journals laying around. There's not going to be any doodles on receipts laying around. Okay, there's not going to be any of that. And I'm about to get balls deep in Shauna real quick. Okay, so sorry, guys.
I'm not ready. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Woo!
I wasn't prepared, and now I am.
That's right. So look, this is if you get offended easily, don't, just stop watching, because I'm not your cup of tea. Okay. I'm not even my own cup of tea. I can't believe half the shit I say half the time. But anyway, so Shauna has not gotten rid of all things Adam or the infamous journals. We see this. This is completely solidified when she opens up that. She needs to get rid of the safe. Can we just get rid of the damn safe?
That we realize this is Shauna's, like, we're like, again, we're getting like the cope of people. So like, Misty's is needing to be helpful or be of use. Shauna's is refusal to let go.
She's just like she's like an evidence hoarder.
No, she is.
Is that right? Like a hoarder, like a PTSD hoarder? Like, I mean, I've got to hold on to all the shit that's traumatized me.
I mean, I did, but also that was because I was forced to in third grade. I'm about to unload real heavy. Third grade teacher got yelled at for throwing away one piece of paper. Guess who became a hoarder for the next 6 years of his life?
Rory?
You get a binder check. You fail your first binder check because one paper is missing. You become a hoarder to cope, to survive.
I'm gonna back you up on this real quick. Not because I was traumatized, but Rory, I didn't throw away anything during the entire school year out of fear that it would come up, and it always did. And I always knew when I would get it, and I'd always like, oh, so I know it's the last day of school, but you need that essay that I wrote back on September 19th of the first semester right here. Not even wrinkled. But yeah, look, I get it. But I think paper traumatization, this is a trauma locker. Okay.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's lock away your feelings.
Safe. Yes. This is a trauma safe with all the tropes in it. And she's got Jeff's ID, his money clip, a receipt that he's doodled a picture of her on. She's got his keys. She's got her journals. God knows what other incriminating shit that hasn't even been addressed on the show yet. In this trauma safe.
She's got Jackie's other ear.
She's got Jackie's other ear. God knows what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's true. And what gets me is the keys are what hit her. Not the fact that she's holding on to incriminating evidence that could destroy more than one life here. It's the fucking key. It's like, one key on a key ring.
I'm not worried about the driver's license of the man I literally killed, of the missing man in my safe. Oh no, a key.
All my DNA in his apartment? I mean, and his art studio now? I mean, shit.
Oh my God.
Let's get to that. First of all, she calls Jeff, who knows everything. He's in it. Jeff's a pro. I love me some Jeff. I don't care who you are. I could do without the boy band haircut, but the dadisms are endless. She calls him in a panic and he answers the phone, McDonald's or
Chicken
like
nugget
that.
department.
Chicken nugget department. It's just like, did you just say chicken nugget department? It's like, yeah, because I'm giving them away these six pieces. I can't even, I'm so lost. Like the joke is like,
It's so
I
good.
can't. I hate it.
It is the joke I would make completely.
It is this joke my son would make. My son is a dad joker. He has turned that. God bless him. He's 26. He has turned that corner. He wanted to be a comedian when he was a little boy, and I bought him all these children comedian books. Jay Leno wrote a book. I got him all this stuff. And my son is naturally funny. It's not forced. It's just natural, and he's very dry. And it's just funny to me that like he's that guy that he would make, with the dad jokes, and he comes up with some dad jokes and they're pretty funny. It's like, oh Jesus. And he's like, I know, before you know it, I'll be in a polo with sunglasses in reverse on my neck in plaid shorts and Birkenstocks. You know what I'm talking about when they wear the sunglasses on the back of their fucking neck? That is so stupid. Stop it. That is as useless as a visor. I don't know who told people wearing visors does anything. Wear a freaking baseball cap. Wear a hat. Commit. The worst thing I ever saw was a bald man wearing a visor. And I'm thinking that is going to be a tan line to remember.
Wait.
I was in Florida 10 years ago, and there was this guy, and I gotta say, he was an older gentleman. He had been in the sun so long, his skin was sagging and kind of, that Florida, the older kind of person,
yeah.
He smokes 20 packs a day. He had a bald, tan head and a visor on, and I'm sitting there with my friend Kristen, who went with us to Florida, and I'm like, dude, that's going to be a tan line to remember. What am I missing? Oh no, because she said, what am I missing? I go, the top of his hat. I'm a people watcher. I notice everything. So I found a key. Even once again, I found this key. It goes to an art studio by the Jolly Rancher. We don't know which art studio. It might be we don't know, but they find it. And this is where they're walking down the hallway to Garbage's song, Crush Number 1. I will die for you. Da, 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 da. Jeff makes the dad, is looking around and says the most dad thing ever. I smell chronic. It's the chronic.
What is that?
You're not Dr. Dre. Okay. This isn't the chronic. You're not Snoop Dogg. Stop it. Good God. But yeah, they magically find it. Let's not worry about. I love Shauna and Jeff, but they are the dumbest people on this show. They are dumber than freaking the girl that Natalie stabbed in the face with a fork in this episode. Dumb, stupid. And I love them to death, but God bless, give them more credit. Let's not worry about cameras. Let's not worry about DNA. Let's not worry about fucking fingerprints. Let's not worry about hair follicles. Let's not worry about any of this stuff, because they go into the art studio and they find all these pictures of her. And there's a rumor out there, and Rory, I don't know if you saw the screenshot, that there is mysteriously a picture in the background somewhere of Lottie.
I've seen this too, is that people were saying that other people in the background looked like other people involved in the incident, and I was like, I didn't see it personally.
I see it a smidge, but not enough for my radar to go off, because the only thing that did was kickstart this is Javi back up in my brain, because he did have a soft spot for Shauna. She did give him paper and a pen and did actually talk to him. So, and she did almost save his life by telling him to run. So,
and we do know his cope is Art, because he borrows the knife to make the wolf sculpture. So Art has become his cope in the wilderness.
I mean, don't ask me how that's going to come in fruition. I don't know. I do not know. Okay. I don't know. All I know is that kid was 15, and this is 25 years later. Was he like 41? He doesn't look like a 41-year-old to me.
No,
But then again, I'm not
he's
trying to say anything. I don't look 46. So
I don't look 25.
I mean, none of us really look our age, really, do we?
No, you either look it's like the
I
opposite
mean,
of the bell
us in
curve. You either
general.
look under or you look over. There's
Yeah,
no
I
in between.
mean, I really like. I try to kind of. I can understand. Like, I'll tell you a trick real quick. You know, when you go to the fair and that person is guessing ages,
Mm-hmm.
and they get it right almost every time. 99% of the time, they get it right. Do you know what they're looking at?
Shoes?
They're looking at your hands.
Yeah.
That's why they look at you. And look, my hands are not, I've got veins and a little ring. It is what it is. My hands look a little bit older than my face, and that's fine. But hands kind of give you away. Your
Right.
hands tell a story that your face and everything else doesn't. So that's what they look at. So that's just a trick. Maybe we should go back and look at his hands in season 1.
My God.
Oh my God. I'm going to go
moisturizes.
I'm going to go do a bunch of screenshots of Adam's hands. Okay.
The only other thing to touch on with Adam's art studio keys, it was the Yellowjackets color. I caught that online and also noticed it before seeing it online. So I'm patting myself on the back for that one.
I did not notice that till you just said it, but yes, it was yellow and blue. And there are oddly already an uncomfortable situation for Jeff. It's terrible. I'd pity this man. He must really freaking love her, because there's pictures of your half-naked wife that she didn't pose for all over the place, but he's been around her naked body enough that he knows he got it right. He's got it right. And he's like, did you pose for this? No. But then she just makes the uncomfortable situation worse, talking about, I've always fantasized about you with another woman and how hot it made me, and you touching her and licking her and blah, blah, blah. And, and I like the way I am, and he just bends her over. I'm thinking he didn't seal the deal.
No, he didn't, based on the reaction.
Yeah, this is a not sealed the deal, or it was one pump and done.
He did not sell that 6-piece.
He did not sell the 6-piece. He tried to sell a 6-piece nugget, but there was only half a nugget, and it was flimsy.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so yeah, this is where I got a little perturbed. We're leaving all kinds of DNA juices and hairs and fingerprints and shit. Yeah, you can throw the turpentine and you want on these pictures, all you want. The chances that you found everything are zero, very slim. And also, if he's got pictures of you on a receipt in his pocket, there's no telling he's got buried in other places. Your best shot, 2 things. You should have brought Misty. And 2, burn it down. Burn it down.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's what I would, because I even have, they attempt to have sex in all caps and leave DNA all over that studio like an out of control hose.
Oh my God.
It's like someone turned the hose on and just let it go. Let me get all my DNA everywhere. Let me slide across here. Yeah.
It was the worst decision you could make.
Yeah, it is. And Jeff is struggling. He's in his car. He's jamming out, like we said, Last Resort, Cut My Life into Pieces. Who hasn't? Who hasn't? We had this conversation before the show or during the show. I can't remember which one was it. Well, anyway. But, you have your moment. Oh, it was in the beginning of the show. Anyway,
yep.
You have your moments, and this is how he releases. And he comes out to the backyard with a plate of hot dogs, and she's like putting the stuff on the grill, the journals, the ID, all this stuff from Adam. Didn't see any keys, but we'll get to that later. And she's like, what is with the hot dogs? Well, I have to have an excuse for grilling out in November. People don't grill in November. I guess because I'm in the South, you can still light up the grill, but not a lot of people do it. So yeah.
New Jersey, definitely. Yeah, it would be weird once it hits wintertime, I would say.
What kind of, are your neighbors that nosy? Like, I'm nosy, but if my neighbor fires up their grill, New Year's Day or thereafter, I'm not going to make it my business.
It's the we're covering up a murder paranoia is what's happening.
Yeah. And I would probably think to myself, they're probably burning some kind of evidence.
Allison and I next door, like, look at them destroying evidence.
They're destroying evidence. Yes, and I just want to I want to give a public service announcement, FYI, by your own Allison L. Skelly. When destroying evidence in a grill, put the evidence, especially paper, under the grill overlay to ensure everything doesn't fly up into the air.
Oh, yeah.
And why would you? I would not have. Do we not have a barrel? Every freaking movie and TV show, everybody's got a barrel in their backyard to throw shit in and burn. You don't have a barrel, Shauna? I find that hard to believe. Misty, once again, would have had a barrel on tap, ready to go to burn evidence. But yeah, you put it under the grill and because they light it. She lights it, and not only does she light everything on fire, they light the tree on fire. And she, instead of she covers up the grill, and he's trying to get the hose. And once again, Jeff can't make a hose work.
The joke wrote itself.
I've been waiting to unleash that kraken all evening.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna ride Pegasus off into the sunset. No, seriously, he can't get the hose there in time, so he takes his little handkerchief and just puts the little fire out. Just pap, and it's out, and we're just gonna leave the evidence unattended, burning in this little freestanding grill, and we're gonna go eat hot dogs with the brat of the century, Callie.
Hot dog joke.
Oh, why does the hot dog have such a bone to pick with the bun, and there is no punchline? Like, he didn't even have one. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a chicken nugget because it wants to be with a chicken nugget. I don't know. I just, it's a very awkward dinner. Callie is, like I said, Callie, the brat daughter I want to knock back in time. That's what I have in my notes. I want to hit her so hard she goes back in time.
Into the woods.
She goes into the woods. I'm going to hit this girl so hard she's going to go back in time and rethink every single moment that led her to piss me off and not do it again. Okay? Yeah. So she continues to say, she's telling her mom, let me tell you how it would go down in this house. You tell your mom to what? You better watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth. I'm going to watch your mouth. I'm going to watch my hand on the other side of that, your mouth on the other side of my hand is about to happen. Because I'm not a violent person, but no. She's sassing her. She's angry. I'm going to tell Dad. Bitch, Dad knows. I told him. He knows everything. We are burning evidence in the backyard.
You are so selfish.
You're so selfish. What more do you want to put Dad through? I mean, what else could you possibly do to him?
So selfish. Why
don't you try to force him to have sex at your dead boyfriend's art studio while you're at it?
I know. That's terrible. Also,
she was watching the challenge.
I was gonna say, shout out to how much money do we think Johnny Bananas got paid for the Bananas backpack making its appearance on Yellowjackets?
I just want to say, Shauna walking in her living room and seeing Callie on the couch watching the infamous challenge episode with CT carrying Johnny Bananas on his back like a baby, like irate baby, just flailing around. I mean, like, oh. That is one of the biggest moments. Yeah, I know they got paid. I think MTV probably got paid. I don't know if they got paid. I mean, they could have. I don't know. But that was pretty baller. I thought that was great. But in the endless abyss that is Callie's sadness and bitchiness, and I would say the same thing if she were a boy. I would slap a boy back in time. I would watch his mouth fly into my backhand as he spoke to me that way. So don't even come at me. And I call men bitches too. So don't even come at me about that either.
I'm
I'm armed and ready. I got an arsenal. I'll open it up and use it. I'm packing. Anyway, so yeah, Callie's like, I want a veggie burger because I'm a spoiled brat and I don't eat pig anuses, and I'm gonna go out on the grill that's left unattended, burning evidence as one does. And she finds not only does she find a portion of Adam's driver's license, it's his face.
The most convenient part.
I mean, it's his face. It's like the greatest thing ever.
This is where I raise the question: does Shauna not own a shredder? You shred that, and then you put it in the fire.
Yes. I'm going to agree. I would be shredding things, melting things, doing things to cover my ass with the assistance of Misty Quigley.
Literally.
That crazy bitch. I mean, y'all, they've got to stop writing her off, because if it comes down to it, she's not going to be the one left holding the bag.
No, exactly.
No.
We're getting to a point where the finale is going to be every one of the Yellowjackets in jail except Misty.
Oh, dude. And then that's when they're the outcasts, and she's like, see you later. I got to go.
So, what do we guys want to talk about? That's actually how the show ends. They're for visiting hours, and they're like, we can't leave.
Oh, I hate that for you. Too bad I don't have any money to bail all of you out. Now, if I could only bail out one person, this is how I'm going to decide, because it's so hard. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. That would be such a Misty moment.
Honestly, I'm here for that scene, and please let that be the finale of the show. Is Misty talking to them?
Please contact us immediately, because we've got ideas. Yes. All right, we have 2 more characters. Well, 2.5, because we didn't get a lot about Lottie. But Taissa, I'm going to touch on her real quick. Newly elected state senator is battling sleepwalking and God knows what else. Has adopted Steve, the puppy, to replace Biscuit.
Come on, Steve, the Yorkie.
Steve, you got to make it, man.
I heard Steve was a diva backstage on the set. This is behind the scenes scoop. Steve was a diva backstage. Their contract was supposed to be for 3 seasons. I'm making a stupid joke.
Steve makes more sense than Shauna and Jeff spraying DNA everywhere like an uncontrolled hose. I mean, it's poor Steve. Steve's so last. But she adopted Steve to replace Biscuit, because we know how Biscuit ended. And she's going to pick up Sammy from school. And Sammy's so happy to see the puppy. And this is, and then Mama number 2, Simone, comes flying over there and intervenes and is like, get away from me. Yeah.
Yep.
And Taissa is trying to keep it together. Like, it's just okay, Sammy. Mommy's just got their wires crossed. It's okay. Go to the car. And Simone is dead set on, I found your lunatic mantle. That crazy shit in the basement. Look, you got 2 options. You come clean or I go to the press.
Yep.
Okay. Can I just make a theory?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Taissa acts like I don't know what you're talking about. And I kind of believe that she doesn't. Do you believe that she doesn't?
I don't believe it. And I can explain why. I think she's fully cognizant to the fact that she has the other happening, or the other her. Right. So, which is jumping ahead a little bit, get to the point of the thing that caught me the most off guard from this entire episode, not even the munch crunch of the frostbite ear, was her reaction to the altar. Was her reaction to the altar was not one, to be fair, was not one of like shock and horror, like, oh my God. It was more like it was more, in my opinion, of a reaction of distraught that this happened to Biscuit, but not of, oh, this wasn't something out of the realm of possibility.
Well, she obviously knew something happened to Biscuit because she bought a replacement.
Correct.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. I co-sign that, because she goes down and she finds it, and poor little Steve comes trotting along, and she picks him up. He's like, whoa, this is not the party. I didn't get an invitation to this party for a reason, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave.
Hey, yo.
Hey, but I love her. It's okay, Steve. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better with you. Really? Like, what are you gonna cut off me? What do you mean do better? You cut his head off and jerked his heart out. What are you gonna do to me? I ain't been neutered yet. So
maybe that's all you mean by better. I hope that's all you mean.
I hope that's all you mean. Shit, I'm scared. We didn't get a lot of Thaisa. I mean, we didn't get a whole lot. We probably will next week, but that's really all we got of her. So we'll go ahead and Natalie kind of transitions into Lottie. So we'll kind of just combine the two, unless you have anything else you want to add.
Not really. I think I do like the dichotomy of that's how the world of politics works, that they touched on a little bit of like, oh, she hasn't even taken office yet, and they're already having to worry about re-election.
Dude, she hasn't even taken office yet, and she's already got secrets. That's what I took. Like, all these politicians have crazy, dark shit that they've done that is just, you know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't even faze me. I'm like, oh, it's so typical. It's so typical. So, yeah, not even in office yet, and all this crazy shit is going on. So we cut to Natalie, who is bound by both of her hands with her legs free on this bed. Okay. And man, I would never piss off Juliette Lewis. That woman's got a kick on her. Dude, she is like the extra. I'm like, dude, is a priest gonna walk in? That is some exorcist Linda Blair tumbling in that bed. They bringing holy water in with that food. Can I get a check? No, she is flat like she Linda Blair. And this girl who comes in this purple outfit, and she's got the earring in the nose. I don't get it. This is the mom grandma on me. I get nose rings. But when you start doing heavy artillery right in here, it just seems like that would, I don't know. It's in there with the gauge ears, the gouge ears. You know what that's going to look like when you're my age? It's not going to look like how you think it looks, and you can get surgery all day long. Just trust me. So nose pierce girl comes in. Giant nose ring girl comes in. And let me out of here. And she's like, who are you? Where am I? And she's like, I'm not supposed to talk to you. And, you know, Natalie automatically sees that gigantic doll symbol pendant necklace that the girl is wearing. Okay. And she's like, oh, well, I love how quick Juliette Lewis just flips that switch of charm and kind of, I live for it. That is great acting. I mean, she just automatically goes to I can tell you've never done this before. You're new in town, you know, so you're going to bring me food. I can't eat like this. You got to loosen up one of my hands, you know. And the girl goes, well, are you a lefty or are you a lefty? And she says, no. So she automatically, like, I'm going to tell you which hand I am and tell I'll tell you I'm a lefty, so you undo my right hand. And that's kind of like what she did. And she's like, well, I'll see you later. I'm going to make a kidnapper out of you yet. And the girl leaves, comes back, and, you know, they shoot the shit a little bit more. And she just stabs the poor girl in the face with this fork, right? Just jabs her, has gotten loose, and is running through the forest. Okay. I mean, she is taken off. She's in the woods and she's looking around, and all of a sudden she comes across these people and she stops in terror, completely stops to examine people wearing animal masks around a fire, burying a very naked older man in the ground as some kind of healing. I'm thinking it's some kind of healing ritual. I did a little it's like a rebirth kind of ritual thing.
Yeah.
And while this is going on, this woman is holding her arms out, this long, dark, raven hair. And it's Lottie Matthews in this yellow dress. And she's got her arms out. And freaking Natalie just zooms in on her. And she grabs this big old stick and just starts running towards her. This guy tries to stop her, and she just beats him with it and then gets right to her. And she's like, stop. And she goes, just give me one reason why I shouldn't bash your head. You know, you say, we're friends. Oh, is that what we are? And she's like, just give me one reason why I shouldn't bash your head in. And then she just says, because I have a message from Travis for you. And it stops everything. this guy that she was in love with. Obviously, they continued a relationship outside of the plane after the plane crash, and they were toxic for each other. But she, you still deeply loved him. He's dead. He's gone. She knows what she knows about the bank withdrawal by Lottie Matthews. She knows all of this stuff, and she's been kidnapped to Lottie's spiritual retreat. Now, cut to Lottie, who is using her awakening her spiritual powers to help people heal. She's running, I put resort / camp / cult with people parading around in lilac matching jumpsuits and animal masks. Now, I've also put in there, the jury is still out on what Lottie has become, because as she appears to be sweet and kind and have your best mental interests at heart, she does take the dagger and stab Natalie in the heart with the message from Travis, cut to black. So, maybe the message was tell Natalie she was right. Well, you know what, Lottie? I'm 10 steps ahead of you, because freaking Misty found that on a piece of paper. And it wasn't even a piece of paper. She did the old pencil trick.
Yep.
Yeah. So, so what are you going to tell me? I was right. I know I'm right. So, and there's a lot of possibilities. And that's the end of the episode. And there's a lot of possibilities here because, and back to the intro, there are cutlets of all the girls dancing around a fire. And I was wrong. See, this is where I was wrong in my season 1 recap of what I thought was going to happen. I don't think they're going to go back to the wilderness. I think they're just at the healing retreat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will also say the fun thing that I like, because I'm a little art nerd, is the color theory for the cult, because all the followers are wearing as you said, the lilac, and then Lottie, when she's giving her whole speech, is wearing orange, and then it's white during the ceremony. But honestly, white is very associated as a ceremonial color, so I'm not counting that. But orange in color theory represents change. So she's basically leading this retreat of I'm going to help you find yourself, aka make change. So okay, cool. And then lilac, the color they're all wearing, is why am I forgetting lilac right now? I might have to Google. I'm gonna have to Google. I forget lilac. But orange is change, and then lilac is emotional expression. So basically their color theory color coded the cult.
You have the colors, and then you have the people in the creepy freaking masks of animal why would you see? This is where I'm thinking I'm teeter-tottering on where she's coming from, because how are you have the best interests at heart when you're taking a traumatizing event where we know eating at least one girl, at least one person, and you were dressed, and I don't know if in that moment you're covering your faces when you're eating a human as shame and you don't want to reveal yourselves. I get that. I get that. But it was like a ritual with her as the deer queen, the antler queen and all that. Why would you continue that kind of torture to heal? I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I don't know much about that sort of thing. Please dive in the comments if you want. But it just seems like, because Juliette Lewis is great. She's so fucking great, man. I cannot praise her. Why this woman doesn't have an Oscar, I just spit everywhere. Why this woman doesn't have an Oscar, I will never understand. But the way she stops and her facial expression, her body said everything. I didn't need any verbiage. I didn't need any verbalizing how she was feeling. Her body, her manner, her face, everything showed and told me what she was feeling in that moment when the people were walking by with the mask and the pit and the fire and all of it. And then you see this figure and it's Lottie. So it's just anger, confusion, shock, just a bunch of things. And, we don't know what Lottie knows. We don't know if Lottie knows the things that Natalie knows. We don't know, because we know she wiped out Travis's account. But also, we did get a little chicken nugget in this episode. Oh, do you like what I did there? Come on down. Are you going to eat that nugget?
Ear.
Ear. Are you going to eat that ear? She goes, but there is that little chicken nugget of a moment between Travis and Lottie when she does calm him and he has a vision and it brings him, I think that there might be some more maybe bonding moments of some kind, that we will see that happened in the past, that maybe they do become friends. Maybe there is something, maybe he became a part of her group, because they did make the comment in season 1 that how many times have they tried to get sober and they've been sober together? Well, we don't know where he went off to become sober. We know where she went, but we don't know where Travis went. So I'm sure there's an underlying, I have a feeling we're going to see Travis, older Travis, in season 2 in flashbacks. I have a feeling, because damn it, we flashing back and up, forward, backwards, sideways, inside out, everywhere.
Yep.
So it would make sense. But overall, I think this was a great first episode. It flew by for me.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the episode ended with the eating of the ear, the biting of the ear, it went black and that was it. And I thought, wow. Because nothing really can compare to the opening scene of season 1, episode 1. That comes real close.
That was
the girl in the pit and the reveal of Misty, and then you have this, and it's just, I'm telling you, man, Shauna is snacking on her like a freaking Thanksgiving turkey, man. She's going in for seconds. There she picking on that turkey, picking out the pieces she wants. Pick.
I've heard of prenatal vitamins, but this is ridiculous.
This is, can you just imagine how that conversation, knowing like what we know now, when Shauna and Jeff are having lunch with Jackie's parents? I ate your flipping daughter, man. I freaking ate her face.
I'm going to lose my shit if I ever rewatch season 1 and at any point Shauna makes any sort of referential inside of her statement of she's with me at all times. She's in me. Actually, didn't Mom make the comment during the brunch? It's like,
she
I feel
did
like part of
something like
Jackie
that.
is in you.
She's always with you. Oh yeah. And ears don't digest well, so I'm sure that ear is still in there. Does it ear digest? Is it like corn? Does it come out whole? I want to know. Please comment in the chat. I think that's it. I think it's what.
Do ear digest like corn? Comment below.
Yeah, let us know. Hashtag does ear digest ear corn? Anyway,
ear nuggets.
Ear nuggets. Hashtag ear nuggets. Okay, guys. Well, I think that about wraps it up. We'll be back next week for season 2, episode 2 of Yellowjackets. Please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You'll get notifications for when we go live. You can become a patron. Every once in a while we do patron shows. I'm working on it. Okay. It's Rome wasn't built in a day. And we also are covering Survivor 44 Wednesday. We go live after that. And that's really all we've got right now. Any final words, Rory?
I wish I had the sound clip saved of the crunch of the ear, but I don't. Otherwise, that's all I would have to say.
Well, I am going to task you with some homework. I want you to find a crunch that sounds similar to that of an ear, and I'm going to put it in the show, and I'm going to have it a sound bit, and I'm going to randomly hit that button during the show. It's just we're just going to be edited. Oh, are you going to eat that?
Ooh, you going to eat that? You going to eat that ear?
You going to eat that? Oh God, and it was just so gross. Okay, anyway,
it was so much.
It was a lot. She took cravings to that was a boundary. That was a craving boundary. I really feel like, some women, they have weird cravings when they're pregnant. I can remember one time they were putting new asphalt on the street outside my house. I was pregnant with my son, and it was so dark, and it looked like just the blackest. And I was like, man, I wonder if I ate that, if it tastes like chocolate. Yeah, but I didn't eat it. I would never eat it.
Okay,
not eat asphalt.
Okay.
All right, guys, and wrap it. This is not after show. Oh, okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Rory and I will be back next week sometime for season 2, episode 2 of Yellowjackets. Thank you. And remember, buzz, buzz, buzz.